guys, it's T here from T&Ni Daily.
And B.
And B. And we're here with another Teeny Ween video, you guys. Part two of our reacting to scary videos and jump scares. I'm so glad you guys loved it as much as we did because it was so freaking fun to do. I love watching scary stuff and trying to scare ourselves. And it's just awesome.
But first things first, make sure to smash that subscribe button and make sure to hit that. I mean, hit that like button. Make sure to hit that like button.
What she said.
Yeah.
Like, she's my good little commercial, my little advertisement here. Make sure you subscribe to become an official Teeny family member, you guys, and so you don't miss any more Teeny Ween videos. All right, let's get to getting scared.
Wait, hold on.
Oh, I'm so excited. All right, y'all, so we are doing exactly what we did last time. Typing in scary animated stories and then picking out a random one.
Yep.
The first story is The Guy Was Eating Glass. And these are April Fool's horror stories. I mean, there's your mistake right there. I'm just going to say that. There's your mistake for pulling an April Fool's prank. Instant karma. Oh, that music.
Back then, my brother and I used to play with a lot of guns, especially water guns.
Oh!
I
was like, a scuba?
And he was pointing it at his
I was like, a scuba?
I was like, oh my god.
This is about to be some kind of other type of horror story in 10 seconds. Okay, I'm glad. Okay, water guns. You should have specified that, bro.
But they were black too.
They were. I thought that was I was like, why you got a pistol? Okay, here we go.
One night, we got our flashlights and pretended we were the police. It was around 10 p.m. We were in the backyard with my brother's friend playing when we saw a tall black guy. We were just staring at him. I don't know who he was or why he was there. Then he suddenly said, "Hey, can I play with you?" "Bitch, please," my brother said. Then the tall guy seemed to go into a strange...
I snorted.
Wait, hold on.
Don't joke. He said, "Be please." Oh.
Please. Please. Shorty G.
Shorty
Big
G
Pops.
unit. Big Papa.
And
the oldest one's Big Papa. Okay.
yeah, Big Papa.
All right. Yeah. So Big Papa said, "Be please."
position and smiled at us creepily. I was so scared, so I aimed my gun at the
no.
guy when my flashlight lit up the face of the man. I will never forget what I saw. There was a big X on the middle of his forehead, and the guy was eating a piece of glass, literally eating it and bleeding.
Are you kidding?
We didn't know what to do while we ran back into the house. My brother's friend jumped outside the fence and he didn't come back.
Run, Big Papa.
We were standing near the window, and my brother told me to call Mom
Little
and
G was
Dad.
out.
When I called my mom, I heard a loud smash coming from the big window on the front door. My brother quickly grabbed my shirt and dragged me upstairs. At that moment,
Call 911.
I couldn't talk to my mom because then I would make a sound. We stayed silent for about 20 seconds.
I'm just
Then
in
we
shock.
heard a footstep near my side. I was about to tilt my head to take a look when I suddenly heard a gun get reloaded.
I can't.
My brother quickly punched the guy. I ran so fast.
Oh, go Big Papa!
Go,
Ah!
Papa! Yes!
We had to live. We were almost to the door when we heard a gunshot. We quickly ran to the nearest neighborhood and told someone what happened. We called Mom and Dad and also dialed 911. When the police came to our house,
Oh
they
my
found fresh blood
gosh!
trails from the living room to the bathroom. There, they found the guy bleeding to death.
That wasn't. Hold on.
There's no April Fool's.
That wasn't a scary story, and that had nothing to do with April Fool's, by the way. I don't know why I was calling it. That was scary. That was like the next level.
He had open scars on his face.
And he's eating glass. Like, seriously though, that's incredibly sad, and it makes me sad that 2 children had to be there. And
Black-eyed woman. Black-eyed woman.
a black-eyed woman. I thought it was like black.
I was 11 years old at the time. It was a horrible event. I lived in Texas, but my family decided...
Shout out to Texas!
Texas,
I'm
yo!
wearing my Texas necklace.
Wait, guys,
I know. Thank you, card.
Guys.
Oh, Dallas Cowboys. That's right.
To go to California during the summer of 2015. It wasn't going to be a long time, so my family of 6, including me, stayed at my aunt's house.
White, shiny.
One night, my parents went.
He's not even walking.
He was just floating.
This is his feet.
He was just floating. He wasn't even walking.
He was just doing this.
To a party,
Back with the gray people.
and both of my brothers and I didn't want to go, so we stayed
She watched a
behind.
YouTube tutorial.
My aunt's daughter stayed with us too. It was around 6 p.m. My parents said they were coming back around 2 a.m. Hearing that
But you have
gave
your
me
aunt,
goosebumps,
right? That's a
since we
doll.
were staying at a 2-story house.
What does that have to do
always
with her
been
ability to watch
for
children,
this
Bailey?
As soon as our parents left, we all decided to eat snacks. Well, we wanted to, but
Oh,
there
his
weren't any.
cousin. Okay.
My cousin asked us if we wanted to go to the store with
Okay,
her.
it's just like-
Since she was already
I wish it was
19,
his aunt, though.
she could drive by herself.
I wish it was his aunt.
No, his aunt and his parents went out.
Mm.
They was getting lit.
Get lit,
Blame it on alcohol. Blame it on
My brother said yes, but I told him I do want snacks, but I don't
Spoken
want
like
to
a
go.
true kid. You gotta
I
go to the
thought that
store,
my
bro.
brothers would want to stay behind too, since they were just 2 years older than me. But instead, they just said, okay. They all left without me.
he looks
I was all alone.
terrified.
15 minutes in, I was sitting on the couch playing on my iPad. Suddenly, I heard a sound coming from upstairs. I decided to check.
Without a baseball bat or something, bruh. Like
Maybe you don't play no sports. Maybe you're lazy.
What it was. But as soon as I started to go up the stairs, a glass cup fell down the stairs.
Boy.
I ran to my uncle's room and hid inside the closet. I wanted to text my brother, but I left the iPad on the couch. Soon after, I heard another sound from upstairs. Well, that's how I knew that whatever was doing all the scary stuff was definitely upstairs. I decided to run out of the house, and then tried to ask the next door neighbors to let me into their house for a bit.
The animation is great in this one. I ran out of the house, down arrow, up arrow, side arrow, neighbor's house arrow.
But before I could, I checked the upstairs window when I got outside, and I saw a figure in one of the rooms. It was a clear image since it was barely 7 p.m. The figure was definitely the creepiest thing I've ever seen in my life. I saw a woman with a black dress. She was pale and had dark eyes.
Oh
It
no,
was as if
no,
she
honey.
accidentally messed up her makeup and got black makeup all around her eyes. She also looked kind of like a nun.
You need some skincare.
You need to
I
be watching
stood
our
there,
YouTube tutorials.
watching her
'cause,
for
honey.
like 10 seconds.
That
And then I
ain't
saw a
it.
car driving in from the side. I moved near the garage and the car came closer. It parked at the house. I realized it was my cousin with both of my brothers. I was relieved. They asked me why I was outside, and I said I wanted to take a picture of the house from outside.
Why did he lie?
I didn't tell them the truth. They didn't realize I didn't have my iPad when I said
Why
this.
did he lie?
Once we got inside the house, I followed them upstairs. I was obviously behind them since I was scared. Nothing happened the rest of the day until that night.
Wow.
Oh.
It was 10
Told you,
p.m.
should've told him.
It was raining. I just wanted to see the thunder, so I moved the curtains to look out the window. A bit of light came in because of the
What
lightning.
he saw that black
And
lady.
that's when I saw
Stop,
it
stop,
again.
lady.
stop. I'm gonna jump for real. Oh
The
my god.
figure was in the
You saw
just
it. You
staring
saw
at the
it.
house.
I
I will never
jinxed him. It was
forget that
me.
night, no
I
matter how
jinxed
hard I
him.
try. Sometimes, while I'm having fun, I'll stop and remember, and the thought always ruins my day. The thought that the woman from that night might always be out there.
I can't even look at it. Like, it
Looking
makes
for
me feel very very uncomfortable. Like, goosebumps.
Pro Cottage Horror Story Animated.
Okay. Well, that was good.
Thank you.
Ooh, I like the music. Sounds menacing.
This event happened when I was around 13
Get you
years
some
old.
cheeses, girl.
I was going on a family road trip with my parents and siblings.
She's cute.
My brother was 16 at the time and my half-sister was 21.
There was only half of her?
I don't completely remember where we were going or where we stayed since it was almost 15 years ago. All I remember was that we rented a cottage in a small village. Next to the village was a lot of mountains.
That's cute.
Yeah, that's cute. Until death comes.
Why you gotta be so dark all the time? Dang.
And to the right of the little lake was a small shed. The shed was very old.
See, like I told you. Like I told you.
I mean, she's not wrong. Can't blame the girl for telling the truth. She's speaking her truth. Let her speak her truth. Oh, so romantic.
I just took it. I'll take whatever I want when I want.
Poorly repaired. There was ivy growing all over it. Although
I
this
actually
may
love
not seem
ivy.
scary,
I think it's so
the
pretty.
door
But it's poison ivy.
It's also pretty itchy.
was wide open, and the place we were staying at was all fenced off with a really high fence.
They had the whole gate around the thing like 6 feet tall. Who are you trying to keep out or in?
Later that same day, my brother and I decided to check it out since we had nothing else to do other than...
You see that little girl's feet? They're like, wait.
She's like...
They're literally like sticks. Like that. They weren't even stepping.
and swim in the lake before dinner, very earlier than in the summer. We walked up towards the shed, and as we walked towards it, we realized that a source of light was shining through the ceiling. It didn't seem like it was a normal ceiling light, but was
Oh dang, E.T. phone home!
Run!
almost like a torch. We saw the light slowly move around in between the cracks of the shed. Then, in one sudden motion, the light randomly pointed at us. My brother and I were petrified by the situation. We both looked at each other with blank expressions. Our parents were in the lounge watching TV, so they wouldn't be able to hear us at all if we cried out for
It's making
help.
me go.
I don't like to be cliche, but my big brother is a very strong person, emotionally, physically, and mentally. So I was surprised when I saw his lower lip tremble out of the corner of my eye. I thought he was going to protect me by telling me what to do, but instead he just...
Oh no!
Those are Pennywise's deadlights. Right there.
Ooh, oh, nah. We need to
We need to leave. We need to leave.
stood there, frozen, like me, with a petrified face as the bright light blinded us through the gaps between the walls of the shed for what felt like an eternity. Suddenly, the light switched off. A small sense of relief hit me as the
Oh,
light turned
no.
off, but I was still scared for my life. Because the light was shining on our faces for so long, our eyes were not used to the dark. When we tried to escape by running in the opposite direction towards
my
the
gosh.
cottage, we couldn't see where we were going. Then, as if the situation couldn't get any worse, we heard a loud shuffling sound coming from the shed. The sound was getting louder and louder. Soon after, I could just make out a hollow voice coming from behind us. I hesitantly looked behind me. To my horror, I saw a middle-aged man standing next
Why
to the
did this
shed
man
with a
look so
flashlight in
creepy?
his hand. His hands were covered in what looked like blood, and his hair was greasy as if he never showered once in his life. He had a long
Oh god,
beard
we're getting
that looked
hypnotized
tangled
in
and
his eyes.
disgusting.
Lord, look away,
In a
B.
faint
Look.
voice, he said, "Come here, child. I have many toys in here.
Ew, no!
Wait, what?
No!
Do you want to play some games with me?" He said this with a creepy
That right there,
smile
that's
and
a-
eyes wide open without blinking. I instantly screamed as loud as I could, and my brother grabbed my hand with dear life as we sprinted back into the cottage. We told our parents what happened, and I hugged my brother and sister with tearful eyes. They didn't believe us at first because they were so shocked by the situation and so confused. But when they saw the monstrous man's face pressed up against the window with a bloody butcher's knife in his hand, they screamed in horror and
What?
immediately called the police.
He followed them
The
home?
police were nearby
Oh,
since it was a small town. But
That's
as
why
the
I'm like,
sirens
Nick.
came,
You're
the
gonna be like,
man went back to his
991.
shed.
what do
And
I gotta do?
unfortunately, They never caught him. They asked us what he looked like and what he said to us. The police told us that a girl that looked similar to me and was roughly the same age as me was murdered last month because of that man we saw from the shed. I can't imagine what would have happened if we stayed in a busy town that weekend, or if the police didn't make it in time. I am now scared to go near sheds after that incident, and I will never be the same.
She grew up to
I was about to say, hey
Situation
girl!
like this has not happened since.
She pretty.
I really hope that man is either caught or is being chased by the police, because those few moments scarred me for life.
Sure thing.
Wow, that's insane that they still have not found him. Like, where did he went into the shed? So what did he just like vanish?
They put one of those bombs, and he turned into that mist. The pink mist, you know the pink mist.
The pink mist.
You know.
Yeah.
But the thing is, because Dad told me you can't feel anything.
No, you don't feel anything.
Yeah, you don't feel anything. Just.
You and Dad was talking about bombs? Oh, you watched Godzilla. They watched Godzilla last night. That's why. Yeah, those things are no joke.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's painless. It's painless. Yeah, that's one of the ways I would want to go down. or.
I mean, I guess if you had to look at it like that way. If you was in the middle of war, then yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
The next one is someone tried to break into the house.
I am a 16-year-old girl. Years ago, in the summer, I left my place in the city to visit my aunt and uncle's house in the suburbs of New Jersey. I mainly went to hang out with my cousin. Let's call her Cate.
Oh, the yellowish.
Aw, I like that they both have pink hair. That's cute.
My cousin and I are 3 years
Maybe
apart.
it's natural.
My aunt and
Maybe
uncle
it's
both worked in Manhattan. One day, my aunt and
Dang, these aunt and uncles and parents be getting lit, man. Like, I don't know when the last time Nick and I just went to a party like by ourselves. We just went to a birthday party, but like it was as a family, you know.
uncle decided to attend a party after work.
And be like, bye B, bye Bo. Dad and I getting lit. 3 a.m.
Sorry,
lit.
be serious.
During the day, Cate and I went down to the street to her friend's house because they had a pool.
Her boobs! My gosh, child! Stop! They're not as big as mine.
We spent all day swimming. When we walked back to her house, it was around 4 p.m. It was still sunny out. All of a sudden, Kate's phone stopped working. Nothing to worry about. I still had mine and it was brand new. We spent another hour outside and figured it was time to call my aunt to tell her we were okay. On the steps, I pulled my phone out, but it was not working. We took the battery out, put it back in, but still nothing. With no way to call my aunt, we just went inside the house. It was maybe 5 p.m. Kate's older sister, Julie, a high schooler, was spending the night at her friend's house, so we were all alone. In the living room, we put the two sofas together as we normally did when I slept over. We were both tired and ready to sleep.
Okay.
We had been left alone like this a lot of times, so it didn't faze us. The house is big and gets pitch black. All of a sudden, we heard a big bang that sounded like brass or metal coming from across the hall. We got up and checked Kate's room. Nothing had fallen. We went back to the living room to sleep. Maybe 2 hours later, we heard another bang coming from the room. We checked again. Nothing had fallen. This time, we were alone.
Oh, who called it? Who called it? The doll.
We went back but stayed up, then shortly heard a bang a third time coming from the same room. We were nervous.
Don't go back this time. That's what she can be like.
And walked in the room this time with a SWAT team.
Wait.
Everything was intact. We couldn't sleep after. We stayed up on the sofas and saw a shadow coming from the basement. The basement had no door.
Why are we not talking about the doll?
No one was home yet. We called out for Kate's parents, and if they were home, they would have said something. Their driveway was empty. Their car wasn't there. We were terrified. Cate and I grabbed knives, and we just stayed down on the kitchen floor. Nothing happened. After another hour, we went back to the sofas. We woke up to the sound of a girl screaming, "Help me!"
You stayed on the ground for
We
an
sprang
hour?
up and heard someone banging on the door, but we were too petrified because we saw another shadow next to the shadow from earlier. Terrified, we just made sure the door was locked and went back to the sofa. After 30 minutes, we were woken up again, but this time to a police car and ambulance lights coming through from the living room windows. We were exhausted and went back to sleep.
And when you're good at police, though.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I was just so into it.
You're good, me too. I was like...
Sometime during the early morning, Kate's parents came home. We were sleeping and heard a huge bang.
Oh, he looks mad. Oh, he's gonna kill somebody. Oh, snap.
Coming from Kate's room. This time, my uncle came up from the basement, which is where my aunt and uncle's room was. He was holding one of his
The doll's on the ground. What's she talking? She's lying.
Protect us. With my uncle in front of us, we all went into the room. Nothing was on the ground and nothing had fallen.
Why are they not talking about the doll?
The doll!
She is moving. Has anyone else seen this? Nothing was on the floor. Except Annabelle 2.0.
We knew we weren't crazy because even Kate's parents heard it. We never could explain what happened that night. The next morning, both Kate and my phone started working. After that day, I hated going to their house. I believe their house is haunted. Either that or someone was trying to come inside because they knew their car wasn't in the driveway and they thought they could break in.
Ew.
Well, it looked like he was holding something else.
Yes, it did. I was like, nasty.
You saw some body parts?
You're nasty.
You saw some body parts?
Mm-mm.
It's just bad. Don't hide in the comments. Don't Don't
Here we go.
Level 1 creepy.
Ooh, okay. Oh! What? Oh, honey. Oh! Is that a face swap? Oh, that's cool. That's Penny. Hey,
Yeah,
what's up,
hey,
boo-boo?
what's up, boo?
Oh, that's scary. That makes me... Oh, gosh. Here we go.
Yay, Penny.
Oh! Oh! Oh, that got me.
Oh, videos.
Sarah!
A girl heard her mom yell her name from downstairs. So she got up and started to head down. Sarah? As she got to the stairs, her mom pulled her into her room and said,
I heard it too.
Oh, I don't want to listen to that. I don't want to listen to that.
I know. Oh!
Stay here and don't
yeah!
Yeah, you know, this actually hurts me out.
This makes me feel very uncomfortable. Oh my gosh, this is like so suspenseful, baby! Oh my gosh! What is this, baby? Why did we cut this?
Poor mom, though.
What is this? Like a real video?
What now? As soon as we step out of here, we're going to get Billy stick to back head, so we might as well let Mars do what we can. I've had fun. Have you had fun? Good. Let's go on.
Are you in a haunted house?
What? What's... This is proper weird. This is proper weird. I don't understand what's going on.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Two guys walk into a theme park. None of them.
Ah! feel very uncomfortable.
Yes, very
I mean, the story was good, but like the rest of it, we're gonna have to do some candles, some sage, some prayers, some crystals, everywhere. All right, y'all. This is our final one of jump scares. That's Area 51 on the 20th. Girlfriend. Oh no! Oh hell no! No, no, no. Alrighty guys, so that's it from us today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Let us know in the comment section, did you get scared? And give this video a like up if you didn't get scared and you did get scared. See what I did there? So you gotta like the video either way. Alrighty guys, as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Do something that makes y'all smile today. You guys stay wonderful and have a gorgeous day. Bye guys. Bye.